Hi, I'm Cassie with Shape of the City. March is National Nutrition Awareness Month, and I'm here with Nicole Engelbart from WIC to help improve our nutrition knowledge. So Nicole, a lot of people hear the word nutrition and they automatically think maybe that I have to eat salad or that the diet is really restrictive. What are other common misconceptions that you hear when people hear the word nutrition?
So I think the biggest misconception out there is that, you hear the word nutrition and you do think that it is in fact restrictive, and it definitely doesn't have to be, nor should it be. When we think of nutrition, we want to make sure that all foods fit, and they do. We just have to be mindful of those portion sizes. A tool that was created by USDA is called MyPlate, and it's really a great model to help families show them what their plate should look like. So we want to make sure that half of your plate at times is fruits and vegetables. We have the top corner of grains, and then the bottom corner there is protein, and then making sure that we're including a dairy source at meal times as well.
Yeah, so that MyPlate sounds like a really good resource. Now, can you eat healthy on a limited budget?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So there's a lot of tips and tricks out there to help kind of stretch your food dollars. One of those is trying to cook more meals at home. When we're cooking meals at home, it tends to cost significantly less than if you were to go out to eat, even at like a fast food restaurant. Another thing that we can do is make sure you're shopping the local ads, so looking for things that are on sale, and then trying to purchase more of those in bulk if you can, kind of stock up on some of those sale items. Purchase produce, especially seasonally. Produce kind of gets a bad rap for being really expensive, but it doesn't have to be if you're shopping those ads and then buying what's in season. So for example, right now for March, bananas and avocados, pears, asparagus are just some of the fruits and vegetables that are in season right now. So those should cost less and taste better when they're in season.
So what are simple changes that can be made in order just to make the day a little bit healthier?
Sure. So there's a lot of things that families can do to make some simple swaps to make their foods day to day a little bit healthier. So as far as cooking methods go, trying to bake foods rather than frying foods will help decrease the fat content and ultimately calories. Trying to steam vegetables or steaming rice rather than sauteing things will help, again, decrease those calories. And then there's a few simple swaps with foods that you can make to also increase the nutritional value. So trying to swap out your whole or whole fat dairy for like a 1% or skim choice. So when you're thinking of like whole milk or 2% milk, trying to switch that to a 1% or fat-free skim milk. Same with your yogurts and your cottage cheese. That will help decrease the calories and fat content. Another thing you can do is switch up your refined grains to whole grains. So when we think refined grains, things like white bread, white rice, white pasta, switching those for the whole grain version. So whole wheat breads, whole wheat or whole grain pastas, and then brown rice. So those would be some simple tips to help increase the nutritional value of the foods.
WIC does a lot with mothers and infants, and so can you talk a little bit about the importance of breastfeeding regarding early nutrition?
Absolutely. So breastfeeding, breast milk is the ideal source of nutrition for infants. What WIC does is we really help to educate the mothers on breastfeeding, the importance of that, and why it's the best option for their babies. So what we'd like to talk about with moms is that breast milk is really the perfect amount of fat, carbohydrates, protein, and fluids to help their babies grow optimally, and it's always the right temperature. There's a lot of benefits to breastfeeding as well. So there's benefits for both the baby and for the mother. Some of the benefits of breastfeeding for babies is that there's a reduced risk of asthma, ear infections, reduced risk of obesity later in life, and type 2 diabetes. And then the benefits for mom, you can reduce the risk of certain kinds of cancers, so breast cancer and ovarian cancer. And we know that breast milk, it takes a lot of extra calories for moms to make that milk. So moms who breastfeed tend to lose their baby weight more quickly after delivery than a mother who chooses not to breastfeed.
All right, I guess I've got one more question. Can you give us a fun tip or a really cool recipe that we could try for Nutrition Month this month?
Absolutely. So I have a blueberry avocado smoothie, which I know sounds a little weird, but the avocado, you won't be able to taste it. It makes the smoothie really creamy and delicious. It's very simple, only has 5 ingredients. It calls for a cup of spinach, 2/3 cup frozen blueberries, 1/2 avocado, a tablespoon of flaxseed, and then 1 cup of low-fat or fat-free milk. All you have to do then is blend and serve. So pro tip would be to add a banana to this smoothie. What it'll do is naturally sweeten up the smoothie a little bit and then also provide a really excellent source of potassium.
Wow, that smoothie actually really sounds delicious. I think I'll have to try it myself. Thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate all this great information.
Thank you, it was my pleasure.